Coming up on the Sports Desk, the holidays are here and Torrance is still abuzz with CIF playoffs madness. One team might be possessed. You wouldn't recognize them from a month ago. Now we'll see if the West Warriors can do something they haven't accomplished in 6 years. On the volleyball court, it's crunch time for two teams digging deep into the semifinals. Find out how they fare against the best of the best as we inch closer to CIF championships. Plus, the Bruins-Trojans rivalry finds its way into Torrance. Sure, they played the game in Pasadena, but that didn't keep a little friendly rivalry week banter out of the South Bay. All that coming up and more right now on the Sports Desk. Hey everybody, welcome to another week on the Sports Desk. I'm Wan Hernandez, and as usual, couldn't be more excited to share another week of what's going on in our little corner of the South Bay, so let's just jump right over to it. We're actually going to start over on the football field at West High. It's pretty simple. Nobody likes losing to a rival. Better yet, nobody likes losing to a rival 6 seasons in a row. Throw a little more salt on that wound. You're probably not going to enjoy it when you're on the brink of beating that rival. Then they rail off 42 unanswered points just to kill the dream. Well, that was the story for the West Warriors, and that's exactly what they reminded themselves of heading into a quarterfinals playoff matchup against Mira Costa. After the 62-42 loss in October, tight end Matt Bozen called the shot. We're going to get a rematch in the playoffs. Then, Coach Greg Holt had his team practice with 62-42 plastered across the scoreboard all week. Think the Warriors are pretty jacked for that rematch? Check it out. Alright, so here we have it. Warriors, Mustangs, round 2. Mustangs with an early 7-0 lead till Joey Notch answers back with the short keeper. There's one thing you'll see a lot of in this highlight, Joey Notch. Guess what? Next play from scrimmage, Costa comes right back. Busts one up the middle, and not even speedy Barry Thomas going to catch up to Raphael Lawson Gale. That is a football name if I've ever heard one. Ensuing drive, Warriors right back on the move. Joey Notch with another tough run deep into the red zone. West looking to tie it up, but 2 plays later on the screen here, Notch going to give up one of his 3 interceptions on the tip. All right, so 2 things there's going to be a lot of in this highlight. Joey Notch and turnovers on both sides of the ball, though. Second quarter coming up here, game tied at 14. Dane Silverlake going to tip the pass to J.J. Allen. J.J. dropped into coverage, and he's going to beat everyone to the pylon. Talk about right place at the right time. West has their first lead of the night. The senior class has never beaten Costa, by the way, like we said. Second half now, and the shootout begins. West looking like they'll pull away at 35-21 till Costa breaks another long house call on the dive. This is the story the rest of the way, folks. TD after TD and turnover after turnover. Coming up next, Notch leading his squad down the field again. He's going to fake the Costa D and our cameraman on the option QB keeper. Another rushing TD for Notch out of his 53 yards on the ground, 349 yards through the air for number 10. All right, and finally, we got crunch time now. Mustangs driving with a chance to tie the game at 42. Matt Bozen with the pressure in the pocket, forces a bad throw. Guess who's there playing center field? Broseph Notch. He takes it 75 yards, accounting for the 5th. Probably most important touchdown of the night because it was all the Warriors needed to finish this one. Costa has one more chance till Eric Hong pulls through with a game-clinching INT. 49-42 West.
We told him when you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. And right now, anything's happening.
That's exactly what it seems like the mindset is right now, right?
Yeah, the guys are really playing with a lot of emotion. We're kind of peaking. I mean, the guys are believing in each other. They don't want the dream to die. Game ball to the team tonight, I think, to be honest with you. I love all of them, but I don't want to give it to one kid tonight. I mean, tonight was a victory for the Warriors, and I love those guys. They played hard tonight.
All right, just in case if I didn't tell you enough times, the final tally on Joey Notch's night, he accounts for 5 TDs, over 400 yards of offense. The big man Matt Bozen told me after the game he'd marked a rematch on his calendar after losing that October game to Costa. Dude even tweeted it, so you knew it was official. Bozen comes up big in round 2 with 7 catches for 166 yards and 1 TD. So the Warriors now facing a 4-hour drive to take Atascadero in the semifinals. It's their first trip this deep into the playoffs since 2006. Last time they beat Costa, what do you know? And over at North High, what can we say about the Saxons that we haven't already? First round of the playoffs, their star, Mikey Jurado, sits out with an injury. No problem. Defense just steps right in and pitches their third shutout of the year. Second round is bound to get a little tougher, right? Of course, everybody's on the North's big three. Eventually they'll shut them down. Well, maybe. And even if the Saxons' second round opponent Gladstone did have a plan to stop George Hernandez and his two big play receivers, just gonna guess they didn't game plan for backup running back Corey Cox. That's right, the guy who steps it up big time at North this time around, the 5'9" reserve back who hasn't started once all season. Cox comes in, takes the rock 9 times for 121 yards and a rushing TD. On top of that, he connects with QB George Hernandez twice for 76 yards and another TD. That's one of Hernandez's 4 touchdown passes and 274 yards in the air. Devontae Jenkins and Mikey Jurado hook up on the defensive side of the ball. Jenkins forces a fumble on the first play of the third quarter that Jurado scoops up, returns it for a touchdown as the Saxons win another playoff game, 42-34. North has now won 7 in a row, 10 points if you can guess who their last loss was. West Warriors, back in last week of September. North tries to make it 8 in a row this week at home against the top seed in the CIF Northwest bracket, Bishop Diego. Okay, we got some football wrapped up for the week now. After the break, we move on to the volleyball courts where some of the ladies in town take on to the CIF semifinals.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
Had double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Hey there, welcome back to the Sports Desk. We're going to move on now to playoff volleyball where the Bishop Montgomery Knights have been right in the thick of it all along. While North and South rolled through the regular season as loud as ever, the Knights followed suit with their calm, cool, and collected leader, Bria Green, and just marched themselves right into the CIF semifinals. Brittany Johnson has the highlights.
LaSalle Lancers with the serve to deep right back, and the back row set to outside hitter Bria Green. Bishop trying to send an early message to their Delray League rival. Bishop with the serve, and LaSalle sets it up for their middle hitter. She sends a floater over to the Knights, and they set up their middle blocker, and Ashley Murray goes for the kill. Bishop to LaSalle, and that outside hit would be way too strong. Bishop ends up winning the first set, 25-22. Second set, Bishop still with the momentum. LaSalle gets it over to their outside hitter, but Taylor's there for the dig. The set goes to Bria. LaSalle sets up 3 blockers, but Bria's able to get it over them for the point. But LaSalle wouldn't stay quiet for long. The backward set to the right side hitter, and she gets the kill. And with another kill from their middle, LaSalle takes the second set, 25-18. Third set, Bishop to LaSalle. The Lancers set up their middle blocker. Taylor's there for the dig and puts it right in the hands of LaSalle for the huge kill. LaSalle goes on to win the set 25-18. The Knights need this to force a Game 5. Bishop's passing starting to break down, but they're able to get it over the net. LaSalle takes an early 7-0 lead with this kill. Bishop answers back with a kill from their middle. Then Bishop with a short serve to LaSalle. Bria comes up huge for Bishop with this block to force a 5th set. She had 20 kills, 14 digs, and 4 blocks for the night. It's the final set of the night. Bishop sets up Aisha King for the tip. but LaSalle gets a hand on it. And here's Bria for another kill, but it wouldn't be enough for the Knights to get a comeback. And despite an outstanding effort for the third time this season, Bishop falls short to the Lancers. I caught up with Bria to discuss the mistakes that cost them their leads throughout the game.
Our passing broke down and balls went down and there was no communication, so we just have to talk more and be more aggressive.
Even though Bishop Montgomery won't be competing in the CIF championship games, the season might not yet be over for them. They still have a chance at competing at state championships. Reporting from Bishop Montgomery, I'm Brittany Johnson for the Sports Desk.
As we talked about here, Bria Green is off to play in the SEC next year, while she'll join the Alabama Crimson Tide. We'll be checking in with her soon, right here on the Sports Desk, to see what's made her time at Bishop Montgomery so special as she heads on to the next level of competition. As for the Knights getting into that state tourney, according to Coach Kevin Norman, he submitted the paperwork for his team to have a bid in that tournament and says he feels pretty good about his squad's chances. We'll find out soon if the Knights can get the call, and of course, have the update for you right here. Now over to the Pioneer League, where South High started off the season with a major bullseye on their backs. Top ranking in the CIF's Division II AA, making a return trip to the semifinals wasn't as much of a surprise as it was business as usual. Aaron Giddens brings you that highlight.
The South Torrance girls volleyball team has made it to the CIF Southern Section semifinals for the second straight year. Tonight they will be hosting Los Osos High School from Rancho Cucamonga. Let's see who wins this match.
In the first set, the Los Osos Grizzlies came out with force and took a quick 13-3 lead. But this kill by Erica Easley would spark an amazing comeback for the Spartans. Later on, Skylar Ceballos with a big kill that brings them within 6, 19-13 Los Osos. With Los Osos up 20-16, a violation by the Grizzlies will put South within 3. A few minutes later, Easley has a huge play to tie the game at 20 for the Spartans. South climbed back from a 10-point deficit to make this set a game. With the score 23-21 South, Ceballos delivers an ace, set point for South. After leading South in the first set comeback, it would be Easley with the block to seal the first set for South. After South's hard-fought comeback, Spartan fans were hyped and ready for the next game. Before the rest of the match, the Spartans would be in chase mode. South would take a 2-point lead after this ball sails out of bounds for Los Osos. The Grizzlies would come back later in the second set to take an 18-14 lead. With the score 24-18, set point for Los Osos, an error by South gives the Grizzlies the second set. On to the third set, score 14-9 Los Osos, Skylar Ceballos with a monster kill to pull the Spartans within 5. But Ashley Kaler for Los Osos would answer back, not looking to give up the lead. A few plays later, this great play finished by Easley would tie the game at 16. Late in the game, with the score tied at 23, a rotation violation against Los Osos gives South set point. But Los Osos would not give up without a fight as Kaler makes a powerful kill that ties the game again. Set point for the Grizzlies, it would be Kaler who snags a third set for Los Osos, 26-24. It's win or go home for the Spartans in the fourth set, and Ceballos delivers a kill to bring them within 3, 12-9 Los Osos. But Ashton Smith-Gooden would prove to be too much for the Spartans late in the set. With the score 24-21 Los Osos match point, the Grizzlies would send the ball out of bounds, pulling the Spartans within 2. Spartans down 2, looking to be known as the comeback kids, and Cooch sets up Ceballos for the play, but can't deliver the ball back over. Match goes to Los Osos High School. Senior Tessa Fournier says the team lost energy throughout the game.
I think in the second game we used a lot of our energy in the first game, and I think we kind of lost a little bit of that, and we were expecting them to be like defeated after we beat them like that in the first game. So I think we just kind of lost it, and then always at the end we kind of regained it, but we just couldn't push enough.
Coach Robert Cooch says he is proud of how hard the girls played.
Just how proud we were of how hard they played. You know, game 1 we probably shouldn't have won, and they fought back and won it. Game 3 we were down by a big margin and fought back and took the lead late in game 3. And then even game 4 when we're down, 24-19 and fight back and force a timeout and get a swing to make it 24-23. Just amazing how hard they played until the very end.
The South girls volleyball team had a very impressive season. And congratulations to seniors Tessa Fournier and Erica Eastley as they move on in their volleyball careers. At South High School, I'm Erin Giddens for the Sports Desk.
Coming up after the break, time for some college football rivalry week fun. Bruins blasted the Trojans. Check out how excited Torrance is to see these teams move one step closer to the Lexus Gauntlet.
License and registration, please. Know why I pulled you over? That's right, you were texting. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Zombies. When you drive and use your phone, you pay over a third less attention to the road.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be? I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
Hello once again and welcome back to the Sports Desk. So we've given you all the updates on the playoff news around town this week, so let's rewind to the beginning of the college football season. If I'd told you USC would stay healthy, base plant through most of the season, and lose their 4th game of the year to a UCLA Bruins squad ranked higher than them, come on Juan, stop with the jokes, right? Well, with the Pac-12 championship game berth on the line and all the usual SC-UCLA bragging rights to go with it, you can only imagine what the rivalry looked like when alumni from both schools came to the South Bay for a little pregame meeting. Our Jenny Phillips has that story.
It's not often that you see crosstown rivals like Bruins and Trojans coming together, but the annual UCLA-USC Rotary Tailgate Luncheon proves that for charity, anything is possible.
The luncheon was full of fun and competitive events as well as great speakers, none of whom were too shy to give their opinions about the rivalry.
My favorite USC offensive player in the rivalry? I don't have one. My favorite defensive player in the SC-UCLA rivalry is an entire team, and it was that 2006 team, which beat USC 13-9. My favorite defensive player for USC in the rivalry? I don't have one either.
You know, since I'm up here, I'll talk about the 90s. When we won 8, count them, 8 games in a row. Wait.
What happened the last 5 years? Especially the last game we had.
I know you scored more than we did in the last. Yeah, I don't remember the score of last year's game.
This time tripling. Okay, how about different subject altogether? How many Heisman trophies has UCLA got?
1. Yeah. But we didn't have to give any back.
Oh.
When it came to predictions for the big game, everyone was confident of their own team. Those who have experienced this rivalry firsthand know that emotions tend to run high.
That's how the rivalry is. You're nice.
You like each other to a point. And then it's all hate, hate.
It's great to win the football game, but it's very tough to lose. This is the greatest rivalry in the country.
But despite all the competition, there was one thing everyone could agree on.
It comes to a good cause. I think winning is not the issue. It's the children that are winning and the students that are winning and the good cause. Everybody likes to contribute to a good cause. We're all limited to our funds, of course, so we have to pick and choose. But anytime a child gets a better education because of what a Rotary Club does, it's a win-win for everybody.
Full of hilarious speakers, friendly jabs at the opposing side, and plenty of charity, this annual luncheon was definitely a big success.
Thanks for that, Jenny. Now, am I the only one bothered by Councilman Sutherland and the Bruins hat and the Trojans jersey? Not sure I'm okay with that, but like they said, apparently we put feelings aside when it's all for a good cause. Now, talking a little more college sports, this time back on the volleyball court where the El Camino women's volleyball team just wrapped up the 24th South Coast Conference title in school history. They'll share the title this year with Pasadena City College, which marks the program's third conference championship in a row. 10th in the last 11 years and 13th since 1991 when Coach LaValle Pattison took over. This stat is by far the most impressive to me. In that stretch of 10 titles in 11 years, the Warriors, they've lost just 7 conference games. Complete dominance, guys. Elko starts their playoff season this week with state championships, rounding out the first weekend of December. Okay, and before we wrap it up, I want to throw out a quick reminder to everyone looking to see their favorite athlete, maybe a big event you know about that you're dying to see on the show. Well, you know where and how to get in touch with us, online or over the phone. So there you have it, guys. Another week of scores and highlights wrapped up for you right here on the Sports Desk. Have yourself a great holiday week. We'll see you next time.